One of the things that I see that's incredibly common in this whole debate about Second Amendment rights and breaking everything down to identity politics, you spoke with Killer Mike, and Killer Mike had some very interesting things to say.
Yeah.
He made a lot of sense. He made too much sense for a lot of people. And so while simultaneously you have progressive anti-gun advocates out there claiming that gun rights are for old white men and that no one could possibly really truly on their own believe in it, here you have two men of color discussing this issue, and they call you slurs, and then they go and they beat up Killer Mike virtually through social media platforms because he articulated what it was that he believed in and why he believed in it, and he made a very compelling argument. It's like they don't really see that they're denying your existence while at the same time insulting you for existing in that particular sphere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what it is, I mean, they completely ignore me, and they still do to this day. But the reason why that conversation that Killer Mike and I had was so dangerous was because it crossed cultural lines. They didn't like that because you can't keep people in prison in this group thing when you have individuals who are part of that particular group taking the time out to kind of think beyond what's expected of you. So for us to have that conversation there, even though we tend to disagree on other issues politically and ideologically, to come together on that particular issue and say, you know what, we can kind of agree on this. That's the type of discourse that they don't want to happen, because what it does is it forces people to start thinking independently. And you can't control a group of people. You can't control a group of independent thinkers. It just doesn't work that way. You have to keep people thinking under a groupthink mindset. And so when you have a conversation between two people who have different ideologies on certain aspects, but then come together on one, it's dangerous. It disrupts everything that they put in place to kind of dissuade people from following the issue at all.